If you're a real estate agent and you're lazy, watch this. Because in my very beginning of my career, I worked from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week, and I made no money, maybe a few sales. And I've learned it's not about the effort or the work you put in, but about the strategy that you use. Easy example. If I said, how long would it take me to get from California to New York? You would say, well, it depends on the strategy. Are you gonna walk? Are you gonna ride a bike? Are you gonna drive a car? Are you gonna fly a jet? And if you wanna make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a year, you can't be selling $50,000 or $80,000 homes. You need to be selling 1.2s, 2.4s, 4.8s. And the amount of work that you have to put in is lower, but the money you make is higher. So you need to find the things that are the best. And what I'm gonna show you is the best way to spend your time so you get the most bang for your buck. I've ranked these 5 tactics from least lazy to most lazy. Tactic number 1. Spend time coming up with a solid offer of services. This is what you are willing to do for a client and write it down. For example, when I was going after luxury price points, I would write down that I would do high professional, high resolution photography. I would stage their home. I would have it professionally cleaned every 2 weeks and before listing. And I would offer a free CPA consultation for every client that I took on. And I would spend sometimes $5,000 to $8,000 on this listing. But guess what? I'm selling $2, $3, $4 million price point homes. The cost and the effort that went in was significantly less. And when you offer something that's different or better than everyone else, now you're not competing. You're not even playing the same game. When someone asks me, why should I use you, Devin? It's because I do this, and this. And they say, well, I was thinking about the other agents and they were a little bit cheaper. And I say, what were they willing to do for you? And they go, well, they were gonna take some photos. And I said, no staging, no cleaning, no CPA, none of this. And they're like, no, not really. I was like, well, how much do you think that's worth? If a buyer pays you an extra 2% on your $2.5 million, that's an extra $50,000 in your pocket. Is it worth it to do this? And the sellers are like, hell yeah, I'm in. And so to bring it back, write down all the services you're willing to provide and then charge more. And you may think, Devin, that sounds like more work, but really, you're not doing the photos, you're not doing the cleaning, you're not doing the staging. And if you can't afford to pay for these things up front, guess what all you do? You either ask your vendor to front you the cost and pay them extra, or you ask the seller to pay for it and you just coordinate. But you're not doing any of this, you just have to make a phone call. It's very easy. Tactic number 2, which is slightly more lazy. Hire agents for no upfront costs. So here's what you're gonna do. If you get a lead or a buyer or a seller that's under $1 million price point, I want you to find 1 or 2 agents in your office, tell them you're gonna give them 50% of the transaction. So their job is to do the showing, to do the follow-up, and do the lead nurture. And you're gonna provide the lead and support them and help them with transaction management. And so now they are responsible for chasing all of these unmotivated leads and getting them closed. And you're gonna go after the highest priced, most motivated people. So now you have 2 agents who are out there working all these deals. And when they close it, you get 50 and they get 50%. Tactic number 3, and we're getting even more lazy, hire staff, not agents, staff to help you with no upfront cost. When I was newer, I was starting to go on a lot of appointments, which meant I had to spend all this time preparing for appointments. And there was this girl, Kayla, in my office that would prep all of the listing contracts, do all the printouts, all the paperwork, and she would get everything bundled and ready for you. And she would charge, I think, $100 or $150 for that package per client. And I went to her and I said, Kayla, I'm poor, but would you be willing to accept double the price? So I pay you $250 or even a little more, but I can only pay you on the back end when the transactions close. And she said, heck yeah, I'll wait a couple more months for you to get some closings to make a little bit more money. That's okay with me. So if you need things done, you can pay more, but ask the people to wait or delay payment until closing. So they're taking on some risk, but they're also gonna be paid off at the end, which makes it a win-win. Tactic number 4, and we're getting real lazy here. For my people that don't like to lead generate or you don't like to prospect, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna find 1 or 2 divorce attorneys in your market and you're gonna call them and say, hey, I'd like to prove my services to you. For any of the clients that are getting divorced, which is all of them, that need to sell their home, which is most of them, I'm willing to sell their home for free for your next 3 clients. And when you offer this, he's gonna say, why? You're gonna say, I wanna build a good relationship with you, so I can prove to you how successful I am, and then in the future, you'll give me the rest of your clients. And he's gonna look like a hero to his clients because he's gonna save them $10,000 to $30,000. And guess what? Of those home sales, that's 2 people that are selling a home. Guarantee that one of those couple are gonna buy a home. So you may not be able to charge on the upfront for the listing side, but guess what? You could give that out to another agent anyway. And then you help them buy a home, which you will get paid on. And so now you didn't have to spend any money on advertising, you didn't have to prospect for anybody, and you just got an infinite number of free clients because every divorce attorney's clients have to sell a home. Tactic number 5, for my really ambitious, lazy people, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna call 4 to 5 older agents in your market. I'm talking 65, 75, 85 years old. And you're gonna ask them to buy them lunch and learn from them. And guess what? They don't got a whole lot going on. They're gonna let you do it. And you're gonna sit down with this older agent and you're gonna give them a proposal that you would like to buy their book of business and give them an exit plan to retire. And here's how I would pitch it. For the first 6 months, to prove that you're worthy of their clientele, you're gonna work with them for no upfront cost, not gonna cost the agent anything. And you're gonna do 90% of the work, and you're only gonna keep 10 to 20%, so a referral fee on the first year. And after 1 year, you're gonna do all of his clients or her clients for them, and you're gonna pay that broker 60% commissions. So every client of his, you're going to close and do everything, and you're gonna give the broker 60% of it. And then year 2 or 3, so you're gonna negotiate this, then you're gonna give him 50. And then year 3 or 4, you're gonna give him 40%. So now you're getting all the deals, you're getting all the referrals from the deals, and you're outsourcing the hard clients that you don't wanna work with anyway. Which means you are spending 0 money on advertising, on branding, you're not doing any lead generation, you're not doing any follow-up. You're working 10 hours a week with the best customers, and you're keeping half of the profits on one deal, and then you're keeping 100% of the profits on the referrals that come in as well. This is the laziest, best way that you could probably make $300,000 or $400,000 as a real estate agent.